Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. How is it going? Today is Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. We again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions at the end of the day. During the regular day, trading day, we have the day traders with the algorithms moving the price around. I consider it more noise than anything. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders, away from the algorithms. They come in with size, best technology, best knowledge, and then they move the prices to what, in my opinion, are the best prices of the day to make your buying and selling decisions from. That being said, sometimes I do make a day trade if I have a really good setup and I'm around the computer. Had a nice trade yesterday and actually had a couple nice trades today intraday, but I will share those with you. So thank you all for coming. It's always nice to see you here. I always look forward to it. I hope you're enjoying this channel. I hope you're learning something of value and it's helping you with your trading and investing. Kamal is here. Hello, sir. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Kamal is a current student of mine, and we've had some good lessons. So looking forward to our next lesson. Kamal, you just let me know when we're ready. Hey, Zach, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you here. Evan, hello. Nice to have you here, Evan. Joe Turner is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, sir. Jackson, hey, what's going on, Jackson? Good to see you. That's our friend from Australia. He was out fighting fires and helping animals, which is very endearing to me. So thanks again for your help with that, Jackson. That was nice that you did that. Glenn is here. Hey, Glenn. Glenn says, hi, Greg. You won't be surprised that I cut my losses and sold gold at at the open this morning at 147. Yeah, I looked at that and I made a note that you had that was your stop. So nice job for, having a stop and sticking with it. Dirk, hey, buddy. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you coming. Nice to see you again. Hi, Bob. Bob says, hello, Greg. Hello, Bob. Nice to have you here, Bob. Thank you so much. If there's anything I can help you with today, please let me know. Miko25, hello. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming. Hi, Pat. Pat O'Connell is here. Good to see you. Oh, we've got a good group so far, for sure. We always have a good group every day, I think, don't we? All right. Well, we are having quite the day. This past week has been incredible, to the upside and to the downside, hasn't it? Currently, the Dow Jones is up a mere 453 points. It's up about 1.6%. NASDAQ is up 202 points, up 2.19%. And the S&P is up 54 points, 1.68%. So there was some liquidity put into the market by China yesterday. That really moved the futures up. Looks like we're having more people recover from the coronavirus. We have the State of the Union address tonight. There's some voter things going on, some elections results. So whatever, the market put this all together and decided this was really bullish, taken in the aggregate. So anyway, having a great day today. Very happy and thankful for that. So, all right, well, here's the plan. We have a lot to go through today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, get that out of the way. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. Then I like to spend a few minutes on trader psychology. I mention this each day, but you can be the best chartist in the world. You can be the best technical analyst in the world with your charts, and be able to put together the best plan. But if you can't follow it, it's all for naught. You have to be able to follow your plan. It's the number one skill that you need to acquire as a trader. So if you find yourself not following your plan, you've got some work to do. Reduce your position size. That generally helps. Get some people to help you, to watch over your trades, be your risk manager. That also helps. But that's why I like to touch on it each day, because it is so important. I hope by me repeating it in various different ways each day, you'll internalize it and put it to use and become more disciplined and follow your plan. You have to follow your plan, everybody. You have to do it. After that, we're going to go through my watch list, each stock one by one. I look for 3 criteria when I enter a new trade. First criteria is I need to see a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up. I look at indicators as different groups of buyers. And if you want to put yourself in a position, the best position to have a profitable trade, you have to be with as many groups of buyers as possible. So that's why I look for a confluence of buyers or a combination of indicators and or buyers lining up at the same time, same price. Number 2, you have to make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio. I like to be able to make at least 2 times to the upside compared to what I'm risking to the downside, based upon legitimate resistance above me, legitimate support below me. And number 3, just make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. You don't want to have 4 tech stocks. You want to have some diversified holdings, because if you have 4 tech stocks, it's just like having 4 times your position size that you normally do. So 3 things. Look for a combination or confluence of indicators or groups of buyers. Number 2, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. Number 3, make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. Then, if at the end of the day I find something that qualifies for all 3 of those, I will go ahead, enter the position right before the close of the market. After that, after the market closes, if you have any questions, please let me know. Don't be shy. Just put your question or comment in the chat. If you'd like me to take a look at any particular stock symbols, I'm very happy to do that. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes that you think would be helpful to the group, please type it in and put a star by it, something like that, so I know what it is. It is time sensitive. So that is the plan for today. Not bad, right? So I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Hang tight for about 40 seconds, and I'll be right back. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, Marco is here. Good to see you, my friend. Always nice to have you here, Marco, and hope you're having a nice evening in Europe. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Hey, Steve Burns, good to see you, my friend. Always nice to have Steve here. Always an honor and a privilege to, have somebody as well-known, such a great author and trader and educator as Steve. So always nice to have you here, Steve. Always excited. It's it's a big thrill for me, and I know it is for everyone else. Steve says, look like the bulls found a cure for the coronavirus. Buying, lots of buying. Tons of buying. This is insane. I mean, it's insane, especially when you look at Tesla. We'll look at that. We'll look at that in a minute. Hey, Amon Solo is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for your email. I replied back. Amon Solo has some great trades I put on the board. So I'll tell you what, that Amon Solo, man, that guy's a trader. Holy smokes. He's a current student of mine. So nice to have you here, buddy, and we'll go over your trades. Steve says, my UPro overnight, IBB, and IWC have all worked out well and fast. Yes, they have. Absolutely, they have. I have IBB here on the board. I was going to show that. I don't have IWC in my watch list, but Steve's had some monster trades. Congratulations, buddy. So, all right. Well, like I said, we have a lot to do today, a lot to get through. So let's get going, huh? All right. SPY. As Steve just mentioned, he bought the UPro, which is 3 times leverage. I buy the single leverage, but we both had a great overnight trade. In case some of you are new today and don't know what we're talking about, I do buy the SPY ETF tracking of the S&P 500. I buy it every single day at the close, and I sell it first thing in the morning. And it doesn't have anything to do with technicals or resistance indicators, anything like that. It just has to do with the results from a long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest. This is a back test from 1993. They tested two approaches. The first approach was buying the SPY at the open each day, selling it at the close each day. So every day, buy the open, sell the close, buy the open, sell the close. If you would have used this approach every day since 1993, you'd have actually returned a negative 13.9% return for all your work and troubles. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do and which is what Steve Burns does also, we buy the SPY at the close and sell it the next morning. Comparing it to buying it at the open, selling at the close. We buy at the close, sell the next morning. If you would have used this approach every day since 1993, you've actually returned a positive 634.2% return. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. That is true. But if I'm going to allocate money towards something, I'm going to allocate it towards something that has a good long-term back-tested record, which it does. The blue line is the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. You can see how the equity over time has worked. Fantastic. The orange line is the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. Excuse me, not so hot tamale, right? So, I love this chart because it shows if you have an edge over time, what it can do for your equity, right? There's ups and downs. It's not always going to go straight up, to be expected. That's why it's important to position size correctly. I only take a 10% position size each day of my capital. So with that being said, we've had 2 good days in a row, actually. I bought the SPY yesterday at 324.12, sold it this morning at 328.07 for about 1.27% return overnight, which is fantastic. And the day before we bought it down here, sold it at the open. So really good results the last couple days for SPY. I'm slightly down on this for the year, but that's how it goes. So, it's been a very volatile month. So anyway, this is a big gain, one of my biggest gains probably ever on the overnight SPY trade. So very, very happy with that. I will be buying this again at the end of the day. Tesla. No, I wish I owned Tesla. Win. I bought Win back here on the 30th of January. I really like this approach. We of course moved all the way back down here. We started to go sideways. I always like to see sideways movement. I like to see that it stopped going down. We tested the 200 here, tested it here. On the day that I bought it, we also tested that previous low, moved back up over the 200. In addition, we had a V1. Here's day 1, here's day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1, closes above. And we also went under 30, over 30 on the RSI. So this was a nice confluence or combination of indicators. I bought it here at 126.60. Today it's at 132.80. I did hit 2 profit targets here, almost hit the third. It got within like 5 or 6 pennies, but I never quite hit it. But it did reject the 50 RSI today. Right now we're at 47.32. Earlier in the day, it was above 50. So if it can hold, if it rallies at the end of the day and closes above 50 RSI, I will hold it. If it does not and it closes under 50, that will be my clue to, or my signal anyway, to go ahead and lock in the profits. But from entry to where it is now, 4.86%. So pretty big, nice gain there. So the SPY trade worked out well. The Win trade worked out well. Again, if it closes under 50 RSI, I will go out. Now, you're going to think this is like a regular deal, but it's not, as you know, for people that have watched this channel. I don't do a whole lot of day trading, but with the market having such moves and volatility, there has been some ability for day traders to have some trades. I had a nice trade yesterday on I forgot now. Was it Tesla? Maybe it was Tesla. Now I forgot. No. Now it's bugging me. I can't remember. Had a good trade yesterday. Nice. It's like a 3% trade. It must have been on something like Tesla. I can't remember now. But I did buy Apple today, intraday. We were above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. Then we started to go sideways. This is what I'm looking for, right? needs to be above the 1 ATR channel, needs to come into the value zone, needs to start going sideways, and then here's my trigger, V2. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, my entry, or bar, this is 5-minute bar, close, here's day 1, 2, 3, day 2, closes out, goes under the first bar. This day, or this bar here, closes above there, making this a V2. I scaled out, scaled out, scaled out, scaled out. I got out here when we had a close below the previous day's low. So, you know, it was a nice intraday trade. Then I got out. Then here I have a higher low V1 with a bullish engulfing bar. Do you see this? Washes out day 1. So I got in here, scaled out, got in here again with this higher low V1, rejection of all the channels, small bar, day 1, small bar, bullish engulfing, bought it here at 30, bought the second time here at 38.12, rode it up here to about 39.26. On this particular bar, we went over 70 and under 70. So that was some nice back-to-back trading on intraday. Like I said, I don't do this very often, but in this kind of market where you're having these big moves and so forth, and great setups too, right? I mean, these are perfect setups, but it just goes to show you that, you know, these V1, V2s back in the value zones and higher low V1s, they really are good approaches. So anyway, looks like that was a good place that I sold here. Here was a V1, right? We again came back into value. We washed out, triggered a V1, but this one was just a bit too high for me to take, and it looks like that was a good one to pass on. So anyway, there we go. Those are the 3 trades. Let's see here. Zach says, my first buy of today this morning at 3:59. Maybe later we can look at their chart. Oh, Oh, okay. 3:59, you bought it. Made my first buy of I today this morning at 3:59. 3:59, nice. Holy smokes. You got it right at the open. Well, I mean, I'll give you my opinion on it right now. I mean, you're up about 11% already, Zach. Very nice. This is just my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do, but we are now at 30.09 RSI. If it closed below 30, me personally, I would probably get out. If it closed above 30, I would probably hold it. So that's my opinion there, Zach. Frank, hello, Greg and all. Uh-oh, here we go. My favorite time of the day, a Frank poem. Always look forward to these. Frank says, what's in your wallet? To borrow a line, are your losses... Oh, okay. What's in your wallet? To borrow a line, are your losses benign? Do your profits shine? Great traders make money and never resign because they know that success is built by design. So good, Frank. I wish I was a better poem reader, though. I feel like I butcher it all the time, and everyone's going, yeah, you do. Sorry, I'm doing my best, but you know how it is with the poem. Sometimes you have to read it a few times and understand it to be able to have the right cadence and so forth. But what's in your wallet? To borrow a line, are your losses benign? Do your profits shine? Great traders make money and never resign because they know that success is built by design. So good, man. Good stuff, right, Jackson? Frank, he says, Frank's your legend. Joshua, hi, Greg. And all, Greg, I was listening to the newest Alpha Mind podcast yesterday, and they gave you and Katie a shout out. Oh, great. Who was that with, Josh? Do you remember who the guest was? That's great. Steve says, you're a trading poet. A troet in the highest order. Dan, I think it was XLU. No, XLU is a normal trade that I bought back here. It was a day trade. And now I can't remember. I have it in all my notes, but it's not within arm's reach. So, all right. Man Solo, yes, I got your email and excited observations on my position. We'll be following through exactly as you mentioned. Awesome. Okay, well, speaking of, let's take a look here. So, Glenn bought gold back here on the 24th at 147.02, moved up nicely. Not sure if he scaled out here at all or not, but his plan was, hey, if it goes back down to my entry point, 147, I'm going to get out, and that's where he got out, and that's fantastic. And this is frustrating. You have a positive trade, and then it dumps on you. I understand, but what's really important, what Glenn did here was he had a plan. He was in the profit. He doesn't want to turn a profit into a loss. That's the worst. So he said, hey, gets to 147, I'm out. So very good, Glenn. Not every single trade is a winner, but getting out where you're supposed to makes you a winning trader, really. Dollar Tree. All right, our friend Bing He. Look at this. He bought Dollar Tree back on the 30th of January, right here at 87.72. Bullish engulfing bar, V1 under 30, over 30. Breakout, false breakout to the downside from this range and back up. Beautiful trade here, Bing He. Very nice. Just make sure you watch that 50 RSI, but up 1.69%. Fantastic. Evan. I believe Evan is still in this trade. Bought this back here on the 22nd. Bullish engulfing bar, V1. False rejection to the downside. Bought it here at 28.03. Look at this beautiful trade. Fantastic, Evan. Proud of you. Bing He also bought LIVN back on the 30th of January, under 30, over 30, V1, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, and having a great day today, up 1.32%. Bing He has been on a tear lately. A little slow start, but he has been on a tear. Very nice, Bing He. Just make sure you watch that 70 RSI, or just make sure you have a plan for this. Mon Solo bought TAL at $50, roughly $50. I was kind of guesstimating there because he didn't tell me the exact price, but I assume it was the close. Looks like when we close back over the 50-day moving average, he probably used that as his initial stop. And a few days ago, got a little hairy there, but he held it. Look at this. Look at this beautiful trade. 65.69, got close to the 70 RSI. He is up from here to where it is now about 10% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Do want to point out, we have this previous high over here. See how we rejected it today and came back down, and we probably got 67, 68 RSI. So not sure what Mon Solo is going to do with that. But this would be a red flag that we are rejecting this high here, and that we got very close to the 70 RSI. So fantastic trade there. Look at this trade. Man Solo again on the 28th. Initially went against him. I believe he was probably using the 200-day as a stop, up 5.77% today. Oh, now it is at 50.27 RSI, so that's good. So if I was in this trade and it held above 50 RSI, I would hold it. If it closes below 50, I would get out. If it closes above 50, but tomorrow rejects the 50-day moving average, I would also use that as a signal to take profits. But fantastic. Bing He. I was excited about this trade, but I remember this one was a short. So Bing He will be getting out of this trade. He talked about getting out over the high here. So, okay. All right. Evan, I don't know what happened with big lots. This looked like a pretty good setup. Looks like it is holding the halfway of the washout. Me personally, I would probably still hold that. I think we drew the line yesterday, but unfortunate it's down on a day like today. Here's a trade that Evan pointed out yesterday, but unfortunately it was under the it was after the market closes, and Evan and I took a simulation trade on this. I definitely would have bought this yesterday. I wish I would have seen this, really, because here's a V2 under 30, over 30, rejection the third of the 100-day moving average, and look at this, up nicely today. So looks like everybody is having some really good trades, all in all. Evan says, your trade was on Tesla. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, now it brings it back. I couldn't remember. But that was a great trade yesterday as well. The guest was Simon Garcia about the mental battle. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Josh. Frank said, I think it was Tesla. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I totally remember now. Bing He, hey, buddy. Just talked about your trades. Congratulations, my brother. Okay. So, listen, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trader psychology. Like I say, in my opinion, it's the most important part of trading. It's the most important skill that you can develop. There's some really great Twitter channels, Facebook channels out there that really do a lot of great work and have a lot of great posts, good trading words of wisdom and things that are helpful to us as traders. And this is my friend Kishul Korea on Twitter at KK_quant. But I really did like this. Not a lot of losses going on right here, but of course, in the future we are going to have them. That's just how it is. But Mr. Korea says the hardest part about a drawdown is that it's super easy to lose confidence, and then you dig yourself a hole that gets deeper and deeper. When you lose confidence, you start doubting your signals, you start missing good trades, chase price, and then end up taking bad trades. And it's so true. When things are going well, just like with a lot of things in life, it's easier, you can think clearly. But when you start having a drawdown and have multiple losses one after another, you do lose confidence. You lose confidence in, is my approach really working? And then you get scared off. You start doubting your signals, you start missing good trades. And probably end up taking bad trades. So this is why, I always talk about keeping yourself stable. Do not become destabilized. Don't let your emotions get amplified one way or the other by too large wins or too large losses. My main focus in trading is to keep myself stable, so I don't have to go through this and lose confidence and have large losses and get into a downward spiral. Does that make sense? So anyway, the hardest part about drawdown is that it's super easy to lose confidence, and then you dig yourself a hole that gets deeper and deeper. When you lose confidence, you start doubting your signals, you start missing good trades, chase price, and then end up taking bad trades. So the takeaway here, as always, I always find a way to circle it back to position size. But listen, in trading, the only thing you have control of, you have control of two things. One, when you're going to buy or sell something, and two, what your position size is going to be. After that, you have no control. And the last time you're going to have a clear mind about something is before you hit that buy button. Once you hit the buy button, as much as you think, all of a sudden your perception changes, because now you have skin in the game. And then you're really not going to think as objectively as before. So two things that you have control over: when you buy something and how much of something you buy. That's the last time you really have full clarity. So position size is really my advice to everybody. Make the money over the long term. Think about trading in the long term, not in the short term. Think always about staying stable in the short term, and that will help you in your long-term approaches to trading. So thank you, Mr. Cree. Appreciate that. All right, let's check back over here. Bing He says, DLTR rejected 20 EMA. Well, it'd be better if it closed above it. Let's see how high it got intraday here. It got to about 47.34 ATR, so it didn't reject the 50 RSI yet. I think it still looks pretty good. But of course, that's up to you. But would it be enough to get me out of the trade? Let's see how high it got again. 47.19. This is a little similar to my Disney trade where I did get out yesterday, unfortunately. If someone would have told me we would have had a 500-point day, obviously I would have kept it, right? But in a way, it's a bit similar. Obviously up to you. Um, you know, one thing when you have something where you're really kind of torn on it, I have really found in my experience that just selling half your position is like the perfect answer. Because if it keeps going up tomorrow, you're going to be happy that you still have some. If it goes down tomorrow, you're going to be happy that you sold some. Does that make sense, Bing He? Joe says he shorted the stock hoping it would go down. To his surprise, it turned around. Oh, here's the poem. He shorted the stock hoping it would go down. To his surprise, it turned around. Instead of going down, it soared straight up. The pain he was feeling was deep in his gut. Oh my gosh. This is like dueling banjos here. But dual poets. You two are just the best. Seriously, you two are just the best. Look at these great poems. I mean, I couldn't write a poem if you paid me $1,000. Thank you, Joe. Fantastic. And not only are they great poems, they have real value. They have deep meaning to them. I mean, precise meaning in regards to trading. He had to stop the trade. This he could tell. The mistake that he made, he hit sell. Oh, was this one poem after another? It was. Gosh darn it. All right, I want to make sure I have the whole poem there. He shorted the stock hoping it would go down. To his surprise, it turned around. Instead of going down, it soared straight up. The pain he was feeling was deep in his gut. He had to stop the trade. This he could tell. The mistake that he made was he hit sell. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. Generally, when you're short, most people are so used to selling to get out of their position that they hit sell again and they double their position. Evan says, WBA finally went above 30 RSI. Yeah, it sure did. False breakouts at the downside, back up. Not too bad here for sure. Let's look at the weekly. It finally made it over, didn't it? Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Under the 30 HER channel, over. False breakouts at the downside, back up. Looks like it's finding resistance right here at the 10-day EMA. I would have liked if we had had a V1 or V2 here, honestly. Yes, getting at a TAL, bearish double top and win 50 RSI rejection and holding FCX if it continues to hold above. Okay. Yeah, currently it's under. Hey, Christopher, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a nice evening in the UK, in Leeds. Thank you for being here, my friend. Steve says, you are a master, Joe, as well, especially for this market. I am tweeting that for sure. Yeah, to the poor Tesla people. This Tesla thing is brutal. We're going to go over that in a minute, but I mean, I really feel for those shorts. I mean, it's up 40% in 2 days. Margin calls going off all over the place. That's one of the reasons you're seeing it go up. So here, I mean, people are just they ask you for more money. If you don't have it, they'll just go ahead and buy you out, and that's what's causing all this buying. Yeah, let's take a look at DE. I'm on. I mean, yeah, looks really good. Under 30, over 30, you have the 200-day below you. Let's look at the weekly. Rejected the 50-week moving average. Yep, rejected this previous low. Not a ton of volume over the 10-day moving average, which has not happened a lot. 43.56 RSI, so, let's take a look at CAT. I was looking at CAT earlier as well. Similar. Under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. I'd like to see where this closes. If it rejects the negative third ATR channel, that would concern me a little bit more. Let's look at DE again. I probably like DE better because you have that 200-day underneath you, and it looks like it's going to close above the 10-day EMA, which is also good. So I was actually looking at CAT. I didn't look at DE, but I do like DE personally better. Let me run some numbers on this. Okay. All right. Let me put this here so I don't forget it. But I do like that 200-day right below. I really do. And if you look at CAT, it's a oh, no. Let me see. Only thing on deer though is that we're at a 43.53 RSI, which doesn't completely change the fact, but I do like it's well up into the third ATR channel, where Caterpillar looks like it's struggling and hasn't closed above the tape. Yeah, I probably would pick deer. So, okay, so I got that there. Christopher, I am back from the USA. Oh, good. I hope you had a good trip. Andrea says, hi all, Tesla is completely crazy. It is completely crazy, Andrea. We're going to go over that in a minute. Good to see you, though, Andrea. Thank you for coming by. Jackson says, thanks for all these psychological posts, Greg. Sticking to the plan is so key. Have written a back test where I've tested SPY/UPRO back to their conception, and the results are truly amazing. Buying the close is so powerful. Yeah, it is. I mean, it really is. And I'll tell you what, I'm very grateful to Steve Burns for that, because he is really who changed my whole paradigm about closing at the close and how important it is. That's why I mention it every day at the close. I know you guys are tired of it, but in case we have some new viewers, that's why I do it. All right, well, let's get to it. Wow. It's always nice when you make a trade and you get near the top and then it goes down. So those are some really good day trades today for sure. So let's get rid of all that and look at it on the daily chart. All right, would I buy this here? No, I wouldn't. I mean, we did come into the value zone. We've jumped really high. We have thoroughly rejected that one ATR channel here. So nothing for me on Apple. Adobe, way too high. I can't buy up here. I need a pullback. Amazon, super, super strong here. One thing I want to notice, this is called the smash day reversal, or a bearish kangaroo tail. We open here, we go up, we close lower. That is bearish. But if you can get a bearish candle like this, which the next day goes above the high, that is a bullish signal. I talk about having bearish signals that are immediately reversed by bullish signals. That's bullish, but of course I cannot buy here, right? It's too high for me. I need to pull back into the value zone. Boeing, I have been stocking Boeing here for quite a long time. We're under the 1 ATR channel. We finally came into the ATR channel. We've had 2 days down. Today, if we closed above day one's close, we would have a higher low V1. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one, but we would have to close above day one's close in order for me to get interested at 318.27. So if it closes at 318.27, I would buy this with a return higher low V2, return to value, higher low V2. So I'll have to watch that at the end there. Berkshire Hathaway, nothing there. Beyond Meat, well, look, we're above the 1 ATR channel. We came into the value zone. That's what I want to see. And we have a V2. Is it valid? It's not for me, because yes, it was above. Yes, it came into the value zone. Yes, it has a V2, but there's no sideways movement. So that precludes me from taking this trade on Beyond Meat. Caterpillar, we talked about that, under the 30, over the 30, under the 200, over the 200. I think I do like John Deere though, DE better. Dow Jones, it's good. but there's nothing here. Walt Disney. My mistake. I bought this back here with the V1 and the close over the 200-day moving average. Moved up. I did unfortunately sell it yesterday. It was still a really nice trade, but I got out of it because it got very close to the 50 RSI and it rejected the 200-day moving average, and so I decided I would go ahead. And it also was about 50% of this move here, and unfortunately I got out. But it was still a great trade, and you know, you can't look at it and go, dang it, dang it, dang it. I mean, obviously I wish I would have kept it, but this happens all the time. Up another 2.64%. If I was still in trade, I would have to get out today because we do have earnings after the bell. So I don't know if any of you still have Walt Disney, but anyway, so far this has been a fantastic trade. You know, just unfortunate I got out here yesterday, but I had two signals. We were very close to the 50 rejected it and the 20 rejected it. Etsy, nothing really on Etsy. Facebook, you know, under the 50-day, over the 50-day. If you're really dying to get in Facebook, you could get into Facebook with the close over the 50-day and just use the 50-day, if it closed under the 50-day, to get out. But I'm not going to do anything with Facebook. Gold, well, above the 1 ATR channel, back in the value zone. If we could move sideways here for a couple days, I could get a V1 or V2 dip buy, which would be great, but nothing today. Google down today, recovered a lot of its losses. It missed on earnings, or the street wasn't happy with earnings. Really nothing for me to get involved here unless we move sideways for a couple days. Had a V1, V2. Goldman Sachs, looks like we had a 5 under the 20 and back over, but it just is an optical illusion. We didn't. If we did, I would have bought it here, but the 5 did not close under the 20. If it had, I would buy it today, but I am not going to buy it. But we are in the value zone, right? Above the 1 ATR channel, come back in the value zone, lots of sideways movement. If I could get a V1 or V2, I would buy it. Or if the 5 closes under the 20 and back over, I would buy it. Home Depot, just too high for me. I would need a pullback. IBB, this is a great trade that Steve had back here on the 31st of January. It went under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, negative third ATR channel, over the third. And look at this beautiful 2-day move 2 days of move he's had. So far on this trade alone in 2 days, he's up 4.38%, give or take. So it's 50.88 RSI. I would imagine that Steve would probably be eyeing to see where this closes. I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine, because we trade similarly, that if it closed under 50, he would lock in profits. But anyway, I can't speak for Steve. But Intel, nothing yet. I needed to pull back into the value zone, look for V1, V2. IWM, close back above the 50-day, which is also always positive, but really nothing there for me. Johnson & Johnson just keeps trucking on up here. I would need a pullback into value. CarMax, looking for a pullback into value. Coca-Cola, looking for a pullback into the value zone. Lockheed Martin, we did come into the value zone. We do have a V2, but it's too high for me to trigger. There's no sideways movement, and the day 1 bar is larger than 1 ATR, so I have to pass on that. MasterCard, very strong here. We do have a double top with the bearish divergence. Here's a top with tall green bars. We pull back, we have red. Now we're higher with no green. This is what's called the bearish divergence, but you would need some kind of trigger to get in there if you wanted to go short. McDonald's, need a pullback into value. Merck, nothing there. We're back into the value zone. Looks like we have earnings coming up. I would look for a higher low V1 or V2. Microsoft, looks like it's all-time highs today. Way too high for me to buy up there. Netflix, huge day up today. Way too high. I need a pullback. Nike, we could get a higher low V1 or V2. We closed below the 1 ATR channel. Now we're back in the value zone. I could get one more day down, or a couple more days down, and then a V1 or a V2 to the upside. I would buy that higher low. People that bought down here are going to be looking to sell up here, I promise you, right? They don't buy down here for the long term. They buy here looking for a 2 or 3 or 4 day bounce, and then when it starts getting weak, they sell. That will cause it to go back down. But if you can get a new group to come in a new group of buyers to form yourself a V1 or V2. Those higher low groups of buyers, they're in it more for the long term, so they don't have their finger on the sell button as quickly. Philip Morris, well, went into the value zone, could not hold. That's why you want to see it hold in the value zone and not just buy in the value zone. Nothing really on Philip Morris. PayPal having a huge day here, although we do have a double top with the bearish divergence. Here's the top, green bars, we pull back, we have red bars. Now we're higher with no green bars. This is called a bearish double top with a bearish divergence and missing right shoulder. Q's, all-time high today, although we do have a double top with the bearish divergence, so nothing for me. Silver, got womped up on silver. I took this trade when we had the 520 crossover yesterday. I had to get out with the 5 closing back below the 20 and the price closing back below both the 5 and the 20. Down further today, so nothing there. I would take the trade again if the 5 crosses back over the 20. SPY, of course, we had the nice overnight SPY trade. I'm going to be buying that today at the close. Bonds, not surprised that they're down today. Kind of a risk on day, so some money is coming out of gold and coming out of bonds. So, you know, we had a big move here, very strong move. I would wait for a pullback, look for a dip, and then I'd buy that dip. Tesla, this is insane. It's up 23% today. It was up 20% yesterday or something like that. Look, this has everything to do with short covering. People are getting margin calls. They're required to either put up more money or to buy their positions back. If they don't want to put up more money, the margin clerk will just say, sorry, they will buy it regardless of price. This is artificial, and honestly, it's unsustainable. I'm not saying to short this, but that is what's happening right now. It's a short squeeze. People are just having to buy at any level. I can't believe the amount of money. It's very sad, the amount of money that people have lost betting against this stock. It's insane. It really is insane. So I hope none of you are short Tesla. I hope you're long. Twitter. Nothing quite on Twitter. UAL, not too bad. We came down here. We made that base. We went under 30, over 30. Although I kind of like DE better than this, to be honest with you. I don't want to buy too many positions. Now, I do like this trade. I really do like this trade here on natural gas. I added this. This is something we haven't looked at for a bit. But we come back. We have a big dip down. We move sideways. We have the breakdown. We go under 30 RSI. Today, we are back above the 30 RSI. We had a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out. Day 1 closes above the negative third ATR channel, and also closes above this previous low, and very close to having a positive MACD crossover. So I am going to be buying UNG here at the end of the day with the close under the halfway of the washout bar, which will also be a close under the 30 RSI. So this is natural gas. So as long as this closes above 30 RSI today, I will be buying this. UNH, nothing really there. Oil, even down on a day like today. Boy, that's scary. VIX, down today, not surprising, but we are pulling back into the value zone. Even with VIX, if we pull in the value zone, move sideways, I'll look for a V1 or a V2 to buy that first dip. We did buy VIX back over here, under 30, over 30, under the third, over the third, V1, and rode this right on up here. Total from entry to exit, I did scale out, but total from entry to exit about just over 15%. So I'll just wait for a dip here. Verizon, Walmart, nothing really there. Energy up a little bit, but man, that's pretty sad when the energy cannot even move up on a huge day like today. Financial sector, nothing there. Real estate came into the value zone, better than buying it up here, but no trigger for me. Utilities, no surprise to have that come back down. Looks like it lost the 70 RSI. I have to wait for a pullback. I did buy it back here, again, with a pullback into the value zone, sideways movement and a trigger, and rode it all the way up to there. and healthcare. So let's take a look at the candidates for today. Ooh, Boeing's going to be close. I am definitely going to buy UNG. Boeing will be close. And then the other one we were looking at was DE. I'll tell you what, I don't like the volume here. I do like UNG. I like that sideways movement. You know, I'm hesitating about this, so I'm just gonna pass on DE. You know, under 30, over 30, it all looks good. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm hesitating on this a little bit. Monthly, weekly, daily. Not. I think it's the volume that's bothering me. So anyway, if anybody takes DE, great, I'm on solo, but for some reason I'm just gonna pass on it. I don't know why I'm gonna pass on it, but I am. I am gonna buy UNG, and I would buy Boeing if it closes above. Oh, we have, okay. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna go ahead and lock in my profits on win. Oh, and Amon Solo had win also. I'll tell you what, I've never seen somebody with so many winning trades as Amon Solo. I got to be quite honest. I mean, Amon Solo, the amount of winning trades that he has had it's off the charts. It's literally off the charts. I think Amon Solo is a literal born trader savant. So anyway, this does look like it's going to close under 50. Just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and exit win. Was a really nice trade. So let me, all right. And I have to trade this also here as well. Okay. What just happened to Tesla? Look at this. Holy smokes. It went from 967 to 8. It's almost lost $100. Holy smokes. Well, not surprising. All right. Stay focused, Greg. Stay focused. Okay. So I do have an order in to buy UNG natural gas here. See the volume? I like the volume today too. I like the increased volume. If we look back on the weekly, nothing too great on the weekly, but you know, if we can pop over that negative third ATR channel. So I am going to buy UNG. That's going to be automatic. Going to buy SPY at the close. That's automatic. And Boeing, if it can close above 318.27. So let me get this queued up here. You know, this is a good example of liking a stock, liking the long term for the stock, but having to wait for a signal, right? I do like Boeing. I really do like Boeing long term, but I need to wait for a signal. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Glenn, thoughts on CGC? Well, it was trying to trigger a V2 here today, Glenn, but it's untriggering. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 close. It washes out day 1, but today doesn't look like it's going to close above day 1's close. And we had a lower high here, and we did not wash out the low. So I would not do anything with CGC. Christopher says $2.5 billion lost on the shorts since on Monday alone. Oh my gosh. What do you think of SBUX? I think it may have rejected the 50 RSI already. Yeah, it did. So, in this particular case, because it already rejected the 50 Amon solo, that's why I would not take it, because it just already rejected it today. Joe has some calls on CGC. Good. Hope that goes up. Andrea, Joe Turner, haha, I was hoping I'd be saved. 42 watching a new record. Oh, is that a record? Thanks, Steve, for letting me know. I appreciate it. ATH. Oh, all-time highs. I got all-time highs today. Fantastic. Andrea, so Coke is having a kangaroo tail today. Totally. Absolutely. This is what Dr. Alexander Elder calls a bearish kangaroo tail. It opened here, went all the way back up. Now it's closing below. So, and looks like we're closing under the third ATR channel also. Okay, so let's take a look, see. Okay, we're at a win. Apple. Oh, I had it. Okay, so Apple's out of there. I don't think Boeing's going to do it. So it looks like the only thing I'm going to do today, so win is gone. Well, I'll keep it there. But I don't think that's going to close over 70. So Caterpillar, see how it rejected the third ATR channel? That concerned me. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Boeing if it triggers, and I'm gonna buy natural gas. So Boeing triggering at 318.27. So I'm gonna have to watch that. That's the key. The other stuff. Now Tesla's only up $97. Holy smokes, that's unbelievable. Wow. What a crash, man. Just goes to show you, when things are like that, everybody's greedy. They have the greater fool theory, meaning that they're going to buy at a high price and sell to the higher price, hopefully before it crashes, and then it crashed. All right. 318.27. This is going to be one of those closey ones. Nope. Didn't trigger. All right. All right, so UNG I did buy here. 1468 for UNG. So natural gas. Boy, I have not had a natural gas trade for a long time. My stop will be a close below this line here, 1433. That will take us under the third ATR channel, under the 30, and halfway of this washout bar. Right about there. My target will be a 50 RSI. My ultimate profit will probably be somewhere up in here. So tomorrow, the 50 RSI, let's see where the 50 will be. First I need to see where the 50 is going to be. Right around there. All right. All right, so where's my ultimate profit target going to be on this one? This one's a little undefined. Honestly, probably this low here. So if you'd extrapolate that out over to here, yeah, right about here would be my ultimate profit target, give or take. Yeah. So, but look, it offers a great risk to reward. MACD, did MACD go positive? Not quite. But if it does cross over tomorrow, it very likely will bring some buyers in as well, and that should help it. But I do like this setup. I like the sideways movement. You know, you hear me talk about return to value sideways movement. Of course, I like that. But I always love sideways movement, no matter where it is. Even if it's a deep dip buy, I prefer it, honestly. So, let's see. Bing He. If anybody made any changes to their stocks today, or if they got out of any symbols, please let me know. Okay, I think Amon Solo got out. Bing He exited Dollar Tree and CLGX. Okay. Well, profitable trade though, Bing He. Congratulations, my friend. And CGLX, that was your short. But listen, we never have any control over it, but you had control and you stuck with your plan, and that's, I'm proud of you for that, Bing He. Keeping LIV in. Okay, good, good. Bad trades for me. The Dollar Tree was a good trade, wasn't it? I think your only bad trade was the CLGX. Okay, so when I'm out of that, I believe Amon Solo is out of that as well. Let me go back up here what Amon Solo said. Okay, he's out of TAL with the rejection of that previous high and almost rejection of the 70. Very nice trade, Amon Solo. And when he got out of holding FCX if holding above 50, and it did not. I assume you're out then, Amon Solo? Oh, where did I get into SPY, or what did I get SPY today? 329.06. All right. All right, so SPY. $329.06 for today. Bump. And then UNG 164. I mean 1468. Okay. My stop's going to be a close under this washout low of the day 2 bar. So All right, well, that's all I have. That's all I have here. SPY, overnight SPY trade, and the UNG trade. And I did not get the BA trade. Man, let's look at Tesla. I mean, let's look at this on a 5-minute bar. This is a really good example, everybody. Oh my gosh. You know, I've shown you charts before. The price takes the stairs up and the elevator down. That's why I don't buy at these prices, right? Like I said, it's the greater fool theory. People know they're buying at very high prices. They just hope somebody will buy it at a higher price, but that's fine, I guess, if you want to play chicken. But when it does crack, generally it cracks hard. I mean, in the 5-minute bar, this went down 9.86%. Can you imagine that? Well, little relief for the shorts, a little, as I should say. So really nice day today. You know, not that many trades. The 2 intraday trades on Apple, the nice overnight SPY trade, and the nice trade on Win. So yeah, nice green day today, all in all. Listen, I'm going to get to the rest of the your comments and questions. Before I do, bear with me. Sorry, I know it's a pain, right? My plug, but I have to put it in every day. So just real quick, just want to let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I have a course, a one-on-one course, that 5 sessions, each session's between 2 and 3 hours. I teach you everything I've learned over my last 24 years as a full-time trader, everything I've learned from all my mentors like Stephen Burns and Dr. Alexander Elder and Kerry Lavorne and Larry Williams. And I think it's a great course. I think for the money, it's a really good value. It is $1,000, but you know, there's a lot to it, and I do my best to teach you everything I've learned. You know, we do a lot of chart study. We go through hundreds of charts, hundreds of different days of charts. You know, I have you break down the chart to me. And at the beginning of the class, I teach. The second part of the class, I ask a lot of questions, have you teach it back to me, do chart study based upon what we looked at. So if you're interested, please let me know. You can send me an email. My email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. But before I bring on a new student, I just want to make sure we're a good fit for each other. And so I like to have a free Skype call. There's completely no obligation. I promise you that, but I just like to have the Skype call, talk to you a little bit, get to know you a little bit better, understand, you know, a little more about your trading and and the challenges that you've faced and the goals you have. You can ask me any questions, and then we can kind of see if we're a right fit. And then if we are, then we'll go ahead and schedule, you know, the evening time sessions, the one-on-one sessions. And if not, then it was nice to talk to you anyway, right? So, and then if you like today's podcast, if you like this channel, if you're finding some value out of it, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Whew. All right. Bing He said, not profitable after commission and exchange rate loss. Yeah, see, that's the thing with Bing He. He's really has 2 things that are difficult for him. He has expensive commissions and these exchange rate losses, that's tough. That's really tough to overcome. I mean, not that you can't do it, but you have to be more particular. I think, not saying that you're not particular, Bing He, but I'm saying if you have that added handicap of those types of expenses, you want to be even more particular and probably have a little bit longer term horizon. Mount Solo says, thanks for the kind words, Greg. I did buy Disney and TSN last Tuesday and got stopped out for a small loss the very next day, which closed below the 200. Oh, you must have bought it here. Yeah, you must have bought it on the 28th. And then got stopped out under. Yeah, and then I bought it the next time it closed over the 200. But, you know, this is a good example here of a confluence. Yes, this went under 200, over 200, and that's fine. But this day, then when I bought it, it went under 200, over 200, and you throw in the V1. See, so that's, you know, doesn't mean it has to go up. It did in this particular case, though. Bing He, Dollar Tree is a bad trade as I changed my profit target to the 50 RSI going forward instead of the 20 EMA. If I had stuck with my old product, I would have profitable trade on Dollar Tree. Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Just make sure, if you have a profit target that makes sense to you, then stick with it, right? After you put the trade on, don't change your plan. I know it's hard to do, but it is a good thing to do. Win, lose, or draw, whatever happens. I mean, look on Disney, right? I mean, obviously, I wish I wouldn't have got out. It was a great trade, but I stuck with my plan, right? And look, it would have been better if I hadn't stuck, but at least I can take comfort. I did stick with my plan and had a really nice trade as well, right? I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to make another 2.4%, but oh, Evan took WBA. All right. 52.30. Boy, that rallied strong, didn't it? Already in the money, my friend. All right. Good luck on that one. Let's get you up here. So we're to 36.80. Be aware of what happens at the 50-day, the 50 RSI here. And what is your stop on this trade, Evan? So Mount Solo says, I'm out of TAL and Win, but still in FCX. And AdVibe. Oh, you did take AdVibe. See, Evan and I were going to take that yesterday, but we didn't notice it till after. So thanks, Amon Solo, for not pointing this out to us during the live stream. Oh, and thanks, Evan, for not pointing it out till after the market closed. I would have taken that 100%. 100%. I mean, this has, a nice confluence of the 100-day moving average and the 30 RSI. Lots of convergences here. Under 30, over 30. Under the 100, over the 100. Throw in a V2, throw in a close over the negative third ATR channel. I mean, what more do you want, right? I mean, this is, and it worked out really well. So nice job. Okay, so I'm going to take us off of there and put Amon Solo on there. I'll tell you what, I rarely, I'm not sure if I've ever seen somebody have so many profitable trades as Amon Solo. I mean, he literally a natural at this. It's unbelievable. Congratulations, my friend. Hey, David Gordon Russell, my friend, what's happening? Cheers, Greg. Good to be back. Nice to have you back, David. Thank you so much for coming and saying hi. Evan, my initial stop for WBA is going to be if it closes below 30 RSI tomorrow. All right, well, let's see where that 30 RSI is going to be. Okay. Right about there. So we're going to hold you to it, Evan. We all need to hold each other to our plans here. Makes a big difference. Anybody out there having problems following their plan? I mean, if you're honest and feel comfortable to share, is anybody out there struggling with this problem? I mean, don't be embarrassed. That's I'm just trying to help, but I'm just trying to get a feel for everyone in the group if they are having that challenge. But I would be definitely aware, Evan, of how this responds to the 50 RSI and also obviously the 200-day moving average. Oh, Amon Solo says, also pick CMCSA today. All my positions since last week have been half the size. Okay. Oh, so you got in CMCSA. Okay. Price? Do you have a price for me, Amon? Yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense with the close below the 200. Did it reject the 50 today, though? No, it didn't. So that's okay. Okay, Disney's up another $2 after hours, so they must have done pretty well on earnings. Holy smokes, Snap lost 14%. So Disney is up nicely after hours. Spy is up after hours. UNG is up after hours. I have a helicopter going over my head. Man, Snap's down big time. $44.30. Okay, thank you. Hope that does well for you, buddy. I'm on. Hope it does. Evan, I feel like I should have exited big today, but I'm still holding it. You know, honestly, Evan, I would have held it as well. You know, we had a V1 yesterday, bullish engulfing bar. Here's about the halfway. It did test it intraday and closed back over. I mean, it is a V1 to the downside. It's down on an up day, so the relative strength is not good. But to be honest with you, I would have kept this as well because it did close above. See how it held support here? It bounced off and closed above. You know what, Evan, I probably should have pointed this out. I personally would have gotten out today with the rejection of the 50-day. You know, when I buy down here, if it comes up or rejects the 50 RSI, I would get out. If it holds above the 50 RSI but then rejects the 50-day moving average, I would also get out. But you're up pretty nice on that trade, right? You're up about 2.23%. Are you phasing out, Evan? Okay, so you got some. You got out of some today. Man, there was a lot we went over today, huh? All right. If anybody has any other questions, let me know. I'm having a follow-up call tonight with Jackson from Australia. Looking forward to that. He's a past student of mine, but you know, if you're a student of mine, after we're done with the lessons, if you have any questions, need a little brush-up call or something, you know, that's part of the deal, and totally no charge too. So I'm looking forward to speaking with him. Looking forward to hear about his adventure out in the bush, helping the animals and fighting the fire, and then also doing some hot stock talk as well. Evan says, yes, I hit a profit target today. Good. Nice. Let's see where CGC closed. Yeah, it didn't trigger, did it? It's amazing. Tesla, I mean, look at that. I mean, in the last 39 minutes, that went down 84 points. It went down 8%. I mean, could you imagine if you had got it in the top and now you're down 8%? Again, I'm telling you, just my personal opinion, but I feel pretty strongly about this. This is artificial and it's unsustainable. This is coming from people having to buy at any cost because they're getting a margin call. Just like to the downside, if it just goes down, that's why you get those deep meltdowns, because people go under 50% equity, they're on margin. The margin clerk calls them, says, okay, sir, you have to put in, $50,000. And they're like, I don't have it. And the margin clerk says, sorry, and they just sell. And the people know this. The traders know this is happening. So they're not going to step up and buy. They just want to buy at the cheapest prices ever because they know there's forced selling. Well, on Tesla, there's forced buying. Amon says, there were a lot of good setups today. What are your thoughts on Bud? I had pointed out earlier, but things got busy near market close. Oh, I didn't see Bud. Let's see. So I like the sideways movement. There's no V1 or V2. We did finally close above the 5-day, which is important. We did close above this previous range. I think you're going to find a lot of resistance here at the low of this previous range. It did reject the 10. Let's look at the weekly. Now this is a really good example. Most people think this is a double bottom with the divergence because we have deep bars here, we have shallow bars here, but this is not a double bottom with the divergence because we went red, we rallied, but we got no green. So in order to have a valid double bottom with the bullish divergence, you need to go red, green, red. Here we just went red, less red, more red. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's near the third ATR channel, negative third ATR channel on the weekly. We do see the low we have here. See the depth of the RSI. See the low here is lower. We have not as deep RSI. So this is a RSI bullish divergence, so that's going for it. I honestly don't think I would have taken it. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's under 30, over 30, under the third, over the third. It's a little high on the RSI range, 37. I don't like that it rejected the 10, so I don't think I would have taken it. All right. Well, very happy and grateful for today, having a nice green day yesterday and today. It's always important to show a little gratitude, right? He says, when I was looking for a short trade yesterday, I was undecided between AGR and CLGX. AGR is in utilities, very strong sector. I decided for CLGX a short. Looks like luck played a part in the trading. Well, yeah, I mean, let's look at AGR. Well, obviously AGR would have been the better short, but look, there was a lot of things that happened. All the liquidity that the Chinese market put in yesterday in the evening time, you know, uh, some of this election stuff that happened yesterday, which the market somehow probably believes is bullish for Trump, so that's probably bullish for the market. We have the State of the Union address tonight, so there was a confluence of a lot of signals that obviously we could not predict. Jackson says, the more I'm patient and trade according to my rules, I enjoy it when stocks come down and present opportunities so different to what I was used to. That's all true, Jackson. You have to be patient. Being patient is so important. And listen, that is our greatest advantage as individual traders. That is our greatest advantage over the large financial institutions. They cannot wait. They have order flow. They have to buy all the time. Us as individuals can just wait and be patient. And it's a huge edge. It's the only edge we have over institutions. Zach says, I haven't started even learning shorting yet, as I am trying to nail down graphs, moving averages, etc. Do you do much shorting yourself, Greg? I feel like I don't hear you mention it that much. No, I don't do a lot of shorting, Zach. I think I shorted in 2019. I think I shorted like 5 trades through the whole year. I think I'd won 3 of them. I think I lost 2 of them. And, here's the thing about the market. The market tends to go up about 3/4 of the time, Zach, and down 1/4 of the time. So you're kind of swimming against the tide. If something goes up 3/4 of the time, to short against it doesn't put the odds in your favor. And, Steve mentioned this, and I think it's really valuable, but, everything about the market is to make it go up. You have the government wanting to go up. You have executives of the company wanting to go up because they make money from their stock price. You have monthly contributions to IRAs. So the stock market goes up and down, but in the long term, it has an upward drift, right? Similar to, let me show you, in case you didn't get enough of this chart today. This is what the market tends to do, the blue line. It tends to go up. Yes, there's ups and downs. There are down parts, but the majority of the time, see how this has an upward drift? It has an upward tendency. So the market has an upward tendency. So you're really statistically better off going long. Now, again, it doesn't mean I never short. I do short sometimes. If I have a really good signal, generally a really good signal for me is a double top with the bearish divergence with the lower high V1 or V2 trigger. So I'm not saying I never would, but and then again, it is very difficult to trade shorts because shorts tend to go down hard and then they rally back really strong. Well, let's take a look. Like here, boom, 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 right? So there's a lot of volatility. It's much smoother to the upside generally to the downside. So, keep working on your fundamentals, keep working on your chart signals, Zach. And I wouldn't spend or burn too many calories on learning how to short, honestly. The problem is if you go long and short, you can get cut up both ways. You go long and it goes down. You go short and it goes up. It's frustrating and it destabilizes people. You know how I am about that, right? In my opinion, the better thing to do, especially at your stage in the game, if it's going down, just sit on the sidelines, be patient, and wait for that dip buy. Jackson says, and thanks to Greg for this and highly recommend him. His patient, such a great mentor in person. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, Jackson. Jackson says, I used to be more reactive instead of letting it come to me. But also, since our mentoring sessions became incredibly rule-based, stocks don't meet these rules, I don't take it. Perfect. Then I did my job, right? You have to be rule-based. You have to have if-then statements. If this happens, I'm going to do that. If that happens, I'm going to do this. Without those rules in place and you're just shooting from the hip like the Wild West, you are going to lose trading. You might do well for a while, but you're going to give it back. You have to have rules, right? Be patient. Warren Buffett says there's no three strikes rule in the market like there is in baseball. In baseball, you can't just be patient and wait for the perfect pitch because you'll get out. But in the market, just wait for that perfect metaphorical pitch to come to you in the market, and that means a good setup. And I get out. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to head up in the mountains. And I thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see you. Hope this channel is helping you. Congratulations if you had some good trades today. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow. But before I let you go, two things. One, please go out, try to do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or a wave or a hello, or just be pleasant. That goes for animals too. If you can just do one little nice thing, say hello to a little dog, give them a little pet, that also counts. But please try to be nice to people and animals. Do something nice every single day. Just a little kindness. It really could change that person's life or make that animal's day. You never know, right? Who knows? But you never know. But it certainly can make a person's day. And I think if we all did that every day and kind of made it one of our rules, that it would the world would be a better place. And secondly, on your way out here, if you forgot to hit the thumbs up button and you like the program, I'd appreciate it if you would. So, all right. Well, that's it. We have another day under our belt. I'm very grateful. It was a nice, profitable day, and be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. So thanks again for coming. Jackson, I'll speak with you later today, and look forward to that. And be safe out there. Do something nice, and hopefully see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.